Hi, this is Karen coming to you from Straightway Mental Health Ministry, and I'm here to talk to you today about witchcraft and mental health and the celebration of Christmas. I don't want to condemn anyone here because that's what I'm here for, but I do want to tell you that when I was about 10 or 11 years old, around 1985, maybe 84 it started, I was involved with some serious sin of witchcraft, and what I'm basically doing here is sharing my experience that it led me down a dark path for decades where I would see things that other people don't see and hear things that other people don't hear, and it's the reason for my misdiagnosis. Someone else may have a diagnosis of schizophrenia and be put on an antipsychotic med and it goes away. For me, I was on every antipsychotic medicine that was ever made and nothing, stopped it. I had to lie to doctors about it to avoid being permanently put in state hospitals and to avoid being put on so much medication that I couldn't function. About 5 years ago, I was pretty much relieved of the problem. I still see things and hear things occasionally that other people don't see and hear, but it's something that I had been involved with things like Ouija boards and astral projection and casting spells with herbs and stuff, and it's something that I wouldn't get into. And a lot of people say that Christmas, I'm seeing a lot of things in some of the groups that are posted about Christmas and it being paganism and about the Christmas tree. So I'm just going to read where they get this about the Christmas tree and explain why it is not about a Christmas tree. This is Jeremiah chapter 10. I'm starting in verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. Now, that may sound like a Christmas tree, but what they were talking about here in Jeremiah is the taking of the wood from the forest and carving it into an idol, and they used to actually overlay the wood with gold and silver sometimes. And so this is more about creating an Asherah pole, which was a heathen idol, than it really isn't about putting up a pine tree in your house and decorating it or putting an artificial tree up. Yes, that a lot of the symbols that we associate with Christmas are come from the pagan pre-Christian religious things in Europe. You had festivities that were winter solstice with Saturnalia and Scandinavian festivals, and a pagan god named Yule, a pagan god named Odin, which is part of where Santa Claus came from. The whole legend of Santa Claus came from not only the legend of Saint Nicholas, but it also has elements that came from Odin, which was a Scandinavian god, and also from the Scandinavian hearth gods. And so it's something that I had watched the documentary, and later I had taped it off TV, and I don't have that tape anymore. But it told where all of these symbols of Christmas had come from, and I was very shocked when I first watched the documentary because I didn't know that all of those symbols had come from paganism. But it's like the one Christmas Carol says, Adam's likeness now erased, stamped on image in its place, and it's like all of the pagan stuff was replaced with the birth of Christ to give glory to Christ, and it's really a season where we are to be thankful that Christ came into the world and use it to give him the glory and the praise, and to spend with family. And what we teach children that we're raising is between us and them and God. But I would just urge anyone raising children to really put an emphasis on the Christmas is about Christ. I had known one person that, as far as the Santa Claus thing, instead of going and saying, well, Santa Claus is a phony or a fake and stuff like some parents do, they would this mother in particular would tell them about the legend of Saint Nicholas, and there are videos and cartoons about that legend. I haven't seen any of them, but I've seen them advertised online and stuff. So really, Christmas, a lot of the traditions do come from the pagan traditions, the pagan holidays, but they were changed from being with about something that was totally demonic, because there were in the pagan rituals there were human sacrifices, there was a lot of sexual things going on around Saturnalia. There were human sacrifices to Yule, that was German type of god that we get the word Yule log from, but it was wisely replaced with the birth of Christ and him coming into the world, and bringing light into the world, which the winter solstice is the darkest day of the year, and from that point on it goes more and more light. And so we've put Christ's image where it used to be the likeness, not really of Adam, but of evil things. And so I think that it's a good holiday. I think that it is supposed to be about the birth of Christ, and it should be about the birth of Christ, and that just take care of yourself. That's all I have to say on that.